Hey everybody, welcome to Round the Twist episode 286. It's February 22nd, 2017, and I have a little co-host today because someone, even though he was severely cranky, didn't want to nap.
We have a penny.
We have a play penny that occasionally is a Pokemon badge.
Take it down.
Can you tell them who you are? Who are you?
I'm in both.
You're Gabers. Yep, that's right. You're my Gabers. Okay. Mommy's going to record. Try to be quiet, okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll see how this goes. Somehow I don't think it's going to go well, but...
Hey, there's a cave inside.
Yes, Mommy restarted her computer and there's a cave in the computer. Okay, go. Go, baby. Okay, let's get that picture off so he'll stop.
Get that
bugging me.
picture off. Is that
Oh
off?
my goodness. No, not yet. Okay.
What are you doing, Mom?
Okay, so, hi. How you doing? Obviously, things are a little discombobulated today. I'm recording a little bit later because I had promised hubby that when he restarted over at the beginning of doing T25, his little exercise program that he does, that he has done multiple times, that I would join him. I'm already regretting that decision. I can tell my abs are going to hurt, my legs are jello, I'm a mess, and I was doing the modified version. So, I don't have show notes because I wanted to get what little light remained outside. Gabe, remember. Otherwise, you need to go upstairs, watch your show, okay?
Okay.
And hubby said he wasn't going to nap so he could watch the kids and keep them out of the way. Yeah, guess who's napping upstairs on the couch? Oh, story of my life. So, how y'all been this last week? It's been busy here. Not a whole lot of crafting. Just, I don't know why. That ennui that I had last week, that kind of bleh, meh feeling, still kind of have it. So it's like I come home from work, sit on the couch. I mean, I'm exhausted, so that's just how it is. Even on my days off, I'm just kind of like, I should knit something. I should crochet something. And it just doesn't happen. So we're still in the throes of that. However, I did manage to finish the hashtag for Megan KAL, my Trillion shawl. However, ends are woven in, it is not blocked. So I will show that to you next week. What I do have on the needles, I've got two things on the needles on the hooks. First is riding around in my huge bag that Amy Froggy Monkey made for me. And it is my juggling hexes. It's my stained glass take 2, which is the juggling hexes pattern by Wendy Harbaugh. Let's see. Last week, what was I up to? I don't even remember what I had done last week. Let me think. So here's the whole thing. Pretty sure I had this light blue one joined. And I had done the center of this one. Yeah, the Muddy Autumn Rainbow. I think I had talked about that. But I hadn't joined it on yet. So obviously it's joined. And then I had a pop-up LuLaRoe party at my house, which one person turned up to. One that ended up bringing a friend who didn't know me. So 2 people and me. I'm sorry, Lynn. I felt awful. My friend Lynn Zim. She was the consultant and she hauled all this stuff over from her house to my house down here. We had it all set up and 2 people came. So while we were waiting, I managed to finish this red one and join it on. I believe it's Socks That Rock Lightweight, if I remember right, and the colorway is called Dragon Dance. Am I showing you? Yeah, I am showing you the correct side. Yes. And then this blue one that just looks blue. Let's see if I can get it to... Okay, it's just going to look blue. There are other shades to it. I mean, there's like a turquoise and a... Maybe if I hold it back here. Does it look variegated? Because it kind of is. There's a turquoise and a royal blue and a couple of other shades of blue in it. I believe this one was Star Sapphire, if I remember right. Again, Socks That Rock Lightweight. So I managed to do 2 whole ones this week and get a third one joined on. So current count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 13, 16 hexes done. Next part that will be done is probably 1, 2, 3 over here to keep going around the outside edge of the original center, which was this one here was the center. I don't know why I'm going around in a circle. I should just keep adding on and tacking on one side, but nah, I'm liking how it's coming out. Majority of what I'm crocheting with is Socks That Rock Lightweight. That's all the centers on this. And then I'm doing this with an F hook, which is a US F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook. It's just a simple Susan Bates hook. You can get it at any Joann's, Michael's. I think mine was a set of like 5 or 6. So that's kicking around in my bag. And then the black on the outside is part of the Loopy U solid series, which Lynn let me know is currently being redone. But the colors will be coming back, so they don't have any black currently in stock. I have 2 more skeins after the one I'm on, and I know I'll need more eventually, but I'll get there. Second thing that I have on my needles is new. So it's riding around inside my Cold Sheep bag from Tangerine Designs, the lovely Casey. And this is my socks for Sarah that I finally started, her Christmas socks. This is out of yarn that she picked, which I just got Cyborg's Craft Room yarn off the needles. I'm putting more on. So the Cyborg's Craft Room, it is her Asakalite base. So the 75-25 Superwash Merino and Nylon blend. And the colorway is I Cried Aloud at Night. I tried Googling, and either my Google foo was extremely low, or I just could not, for some reason, find it. And I'm sorry for this. I don't know how this is going to show up on the monitor, just because I don't know. So Sarah picked this the last time she was here to visit, last fall, and said she wanted socks out of this. Ooh, it's actually showing up really well. It's kind of a gray lavender. Okay, that looks really blue. The side is better. Gray lavender. It's got some pink, some green. It's like it's almost like a muted variegated rainbow. So I'm really liking it. I am pulling from the outside of the ball for some reason. I don't know why I didn't pull from the inside, but oh well. And this is how much I got done watching like an episode and a half of Outlander the other night. I got myself the first 2 seasons of Outlander as a birthday present to myself. I never know what hubby's going to do for me, so I kind of take precautions so that I have something. Yeah. So this is everything that I've done. I started the Dublin Bay socks for Sarah. I haven't knit a pair of these in years, since one of my first pairs of socks. Knitting them up on a US 1, 2.25 millimeter needle. I switched back and forth on needles a couple times because I couldn't decide if I was going to use my sock rockets or my lace, Addy lace needles. I ended up going with the Addy lace, and just because the yarn was catching just a little bit on the joins with the sock rockets, and the transition's a lot smoother on the lace needles, so I stuck with those. I still love the sock rockets, but I think they'll do better with a much rounder yarn like Socks That Rock. I don't think it'll catch. There's just much of a catch, and it was just enough to annoy me when I was shoving the needles back through the stitches. So the sock rocket is being relegated to the desk, and I'm moving forward. Let's see, what did I get for, that's looking like a fair amount of ribbing. And what did I get? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 rows. I might do one more just to make it an even number. So I think I'll do 16 rows of ribbing and then start on the pattern. And I might modify the pattern just a little bit. I've been thinking about this in my head, and I'm just debating a little bit about what I'm going to do. But they're started. Sarah will have these eventually. Need to start on something for... She told me I didn't have to make her something for her birthday. I could just get her something. And I'm like, no, I must make you more socks. But thank goodness for understanding friends that get the whole crafting thing. So that's everything I have on my needles. Pretty pathetic. I got the ribbing of one sock and 2 and a bit hexagons done on a blanket in a week. I do, however, have some pokey things for you. I spent one very brief session of nap time working on my Once Upon a Time sampler from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Been working on this for quite a while. It comes and goes. I'm working on December right now. So, right now, December is Hansel and Gretel. I think the last time I showed it to you, I had like this chunk of Hansel's hair still to do. So I finished that. There were a couple of sprinkles up here that were the same gold color as Hansel and Gretel's hair. And I started Hansel's face, and then some small boy came running out of his bedroom saying, Mom, I'm done with my nap. I'm like, can't you just go back and nap for a little bit longer? So, small progress, but it will hopefully get done before Tara graduates college. That's, at the rate it's going, that seems like what I'm going to get. I feel like I did 40 stitches and that's all I did, but whatever. It'll get done. It'll get done. Slow and steady, right? Right. So, that's everything I have on my needles. I just have to keep plodding along. Hopefully I won't be too crippled tomorrow from my first bout of exercising. God only knows how long. Let's see. Should we do any questions? I didn't even bother to look. Yeah, let's do one. Let's see what we've got. Let me see. So, moving on to Various and Sundry. The Any Questions thread at the top of the Ravelry group is, if you have anything you want to ask me within reason, I will be happy to answer it or do my best. And just go from there. Yeah. So, first question. Let's see. Yeah, we might just do one this week. Keep it a short show. This is from Dillback over on Ravelry. She asked about a month ago, Hi Karen, please can you recommend a pattern for a first shawl? I'm an intermediate level knitter and find the extremely long rows a bit intimidating, so looking for advice before I take on a big project. Thanks, Dilly. P.S. Love your podcast. Thank you, Dilly. Pattern for a first shawl. That's very, very broad, and it depends on what you feel comfortable with. Are you looking for lace weight, lace work? Are you looking for color? Are you looking for something heavier weight? Honestly, for first shawls that are very basic, if you've got a kitchen scale and you want to just use a worsted weight yarn, it can also double as either a shawl, shawlette, or a scarf. I really like Susan B. Anderson's Weigh-It shawls. All 4 of them are very good. They all use different construction, all have a different construction style to them. So I think those are very good. What I'm wearing, I recommend this one too. It's the Color Affection shawl. Here, let me get it off here. The Color Affection shawl by Vera Valimaki. This was the first one that I did as a Knitting Olympics project. It's 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn. And you get a fairly good sized shawl. This lets you do a little bit of color work. There is no open work. So no what most people would classify as lace. If you say you're an intermediate knitter, so I assume you know how to do wraps and turns, and that's included in this. If you're looking for something more classically, like a lace weight shawl, Susan Pandorf has a couple beautiful ones. How much of a challenge do you want? Do the Even Star. Circular from the center out with a knitted on edging with beads. If I'm someone, I jump into the deep end. If there's something I see that I like, I just go ahead and do it, and I learn as I go. I don't know what your level of comfort is with knitting. So if you just want something with a shawl with an applied edge, or with like a little bit of lace work on the edge, I still say the Way It shawls are fabulous. There are so many. There's so many good ones too. Everyone chime in, because I know I'm forgetting a ton, and I'm being awful about this because I didn't research the question before the show. And obviously, like the color affection shawl, you have to be careful carrying your colors up the side, because the top edge, because of your carrying your colors, is very firm. And people have experienced problems with that when they're blocking. I like it because then this isn't stretching out, but I was very conscientious as I was carrying my colors up the edge here. You can kind of see, here, get to the 3-color section. See how they're kind of twisted together? Probably not because it's focusing on my face, not on the knitting. There we go. You can kind of see the colors twisting themselves together up the edge. So I was very conscientious of how I was carrying my yarn and making sure I left plenty of stretch. I'd actually like stick my finger in and loop the yarn around my left finger as I continued knitting into the next row, and then pull my finger out to make sure there would be enough stretch. Other people have found different ways of accounting for that. So, and I like the color affection because it has a good weight to it. I find fingering weight shawls do. They're not too heavy to be more scarf-like, so they work in different environments. Obviously, you can wear this a number of ways. You saw how I was wearing it before. You can wear it as just a shawl, tied in front or tied in back. I do like to wear it also as a scarf underneath a coat, putting it that way and then coming through. Or even like this with the shirt I have on to wear out if I was going for a job interview or something like that. Something more businessy, professional looking. I like shawls that are adaptable. Ones that are too small and look... I don't know, shawls are so subjective. I'm comfortable wearing them out, but I know some people wouldn't be and would say, no, it looks too grandma-ish. Not falling into that stereotype of all knitters are little old ladies sitting and knitting. No, we all aren't. Even if you are a little old lady sitting and knitting, that doesn't matter. You can wear whatever the heck you want. So it's really up to you. Everyone, chime in if you have a favorite shawl that you think would be good for an intermediate knitter. Post it on the episode thread. So I'm going to cut it off there because that's all I've got. I'll see you guys next week, and until then, happy knitting.